the Bears have become the biggest tire fire in the NFL. Mike Harmon, congratulations.
Yeah, no. We've been working hard at this for a while. So yeah, it's finally come to fruition.
Now, why today? Because usually the Jets had a stranglehold on that. Like, we are number one and no one is taking this from us. And the Bears came up and just took it out of the Jets' cold, dead hands. Today, they fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, whom nobody seemed to like. And there's been reports that members of the team went to Matt Eberflus, some members of the front office, and said, hey, we can't have Shane Waldron as our offense coordinator, and wait for it, because this is where the tire fire gets really rolling, and Tyson Bagent should be the quarterback instead of Caleb
Why
Williams.
don't they just name DJ Moore and be done with it? Right? I mean, why didn't they just drop the number 2 on the ground?
They didn't say one person. They didn't say one underappreciated, underfed wide receiver. No. It was...
He got his $100 million. He's okay.
It was unnamed players said, we can't have Shane Waldron as OC, and you should put Caleb Williams on the bench and go to Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent, not like Tebow is the number 2 quarterback. Not like there's a dude back there that, hey, maybe he'll play well. You have a guy that's got some
experience.
Tyson Bagent
is 100 times the quarterback Tim Tebow ever was in the NFL.
It's not like you have a peak Case Keenum, not a Case Keenum. Hey, come on in to put the car in the garage, Keenum. Not like a peak Case Keenum or a peak backup quarterback, like a Joe Flacco. Hey, we got to go to Flacco. They're saying, dude, Tyson Bagent should be the quarterback, man. I mean, he
was pretty good in spots last year.
But again, I get it for a guy that's got a resume like Flacco or something. But no, this is how bad things are. No, we want Caleb Williams to hit the bench for Tyson Bagent.
Yeah, I mean, and look, pull back 30,000-foot view. I mean, here's one of my favorite quotes. Matt Eberflus doing his weekly spot on the score was on with David Kaplan, and he was having cell reception problems. Coach, your cell phone is as bad as the offense right now.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good line.
Oh,
pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I heard a couple of players, a couple of defensive players today being asked point blank about coaching stuff. And, boy, their backpedaling was as strong or maybe even better than their technique on the field. Look, Caleb Williams is doing a lot of scramble drills. The offensive line is deplorable. But I told you that coming into the year, that you bought a bunch of stuff to put in a ramshackle house, right? I went and spent millions on artwork. Yeah, what's the house look like? It's like, well, probably need some paint. There's some nails sticking out of the floorboards, all of those things. But you know what? The eyes are going to be drawn to the walls because we got some really nice art pieces out here. And now we have the quarterback that's going to make everything pretty. Well, it's all off schedule. It's all problematic. It's all standing. He misses some obvious reads, obvious throws. He's regressed. The offense has been bad. And for Tyson Bagent, yeah, I think they're looking for simplicity, a guy that's going to play and throw on schedule and maybe simplify things. And that's part of the problem, right? And Waldron coming in, it's no surprise. It's the latest in a long history. I mean, you have got the number of play callers in the last decade is what? We're up to 10. They don't stay very long in Chicago because they're terrible.
No. It's like Spinal Tap drummers. They don't last. They spontaneously combust.
But it goes back to bringing Eberflus back to begin with, which was problematic. Told you it was going to happen. Everybody said, no, they're going to fire him in the offseason. No, in Paramount. No, they weren't because they're the Bears. And this is what they do. And now you've got a guy who was fired by the Panthers who once upon a time met Sean McVay.
Can I be the offensive coordinator? You met Sean McVay? Yes, you can come do this. All right, now look, I'll tell you exactly what the short gain is going to be. Then we'll get to what's trending. Because what does this mean now? In the short term, this is what's going to happen. There will be a bit of influx of energy, new energy in the play calling, and they will find a way to get DJ Moore involved from the jump. Can I bet that the first play of the game on Sunday is going to be a wide receiver screen to DJ Moore, something to get him the ball in the very first play of the game to get him involved. He's still their best receiver, however morose he may be right now, but that's going to be the biggest thing. Same thing with the Jets when it was, we got to get Garrett Wilson going, and boom, Garrett Wilson's been great since they said we got to get him the ball early. But that's exactly what's going to happen. DJ Moore is going to be a focal point of the offense because they've gotten way away from it. it. And look what happens. You get away from your best receiver, and you can't score more than a field goal.
Yeah, but let me.
That's what's going to happen.
23 straight drives without touchdown. But the Jets and the Patriots defensively have one thing truly in common. What is it?
One thing.
One thing in common.
One thing. Boy, I don't know. What is it?
Neither one of them can stop the run worth anything. So what do? Let's throw when we've shuffled up our offensive linemen to where we've randomly assigned them positions.
You're supposed to say they stink. That's the line.
I changed it.
Why? Everybody's waiting for you to say they stink. It's a fun line. You're supposed to say
the line, Bart.
You're supposed to say they stink. Instead, you said neither of them can stop the run. So no, you just say they stink.
Okay, they stink.
Big story out of the NFL. Look, something that we thought was going to... We told you about this for the last, I don't know how many days in a row it was. As soon as Dak Prescott hurt his hamstring, you knew... We told you, this is it. Is he really going to play again the rest of the season? He's not. But when you talk about the severity of the injury, combined with the fact that it's a bad season for the Cowboys, he's not going to come back in Week 13 or Week 14. And the Cowboys shut that drama down now, announcing that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Jerry Jones, though, saying, hey, his recovery procedure he's going to go through leaves him in a really good place, right? He's going to be great for next year.
Sure.
Everything is fine, but he's out for the rest of this year. So, okay. So, look, the headlines, Cowboys, Jerry Jones now searching. Obviously, go to Trey Lance. That's the first thing. What else are you doing? You're not doing anything by playing Cooper Rush. See if you have anything in the guy. You gave him a series last week. It's going to look rough, but it doesn't matter. Your season's over anyway. Go to the guy you brought in and see if you actually have something there, and that might be something that helps you for next year, because now with a really bad injury for Dak Prescott, how's he going to come back? It's always great to have an asset at quarterback you can turn into a draft pick. Play Trey Lance. It would be stupid not to. But I got a bit of a darker side for the Cowboys for you. Okay? Just think about this for a second. All right?
I mean, look, Jerry Jones does have some Palpatine in him.
It is a little bit. Yes, absolute power.
You don't think he's cloned himself? Come on now.
Your overconfidence is your weakness. Your faith in Cooper Rush is yours. Wait, he's my quarterback. That's my faith in him is my down. I don't have a down. The Lance, Steven, cue up Return of the Jedi to the end, right before the lightning comes out of his fingers. Because I've tried that before.
Unlimited power!
I've tried that. You can't just do that. Like, I've tried that for like 20 years. I paid a lot of money trying to get lightning come out of my fingers. And just can't do it. It won't do it. I mean, sometimes a little bit of a spark, but boy, that's about $10 million down a drain right there.
Closest I got was when I dressed up like the guy from The Running Man.
I had a guy coming in and said he was a lightning from the fingers whisperer. Promised me, guaranteed me, made me paid him up front in cash in advance, and then after it didn't happen, can't find him. Don't know where he is now, so can't get the lightning out of the fingers. So that's a thing. But you want a dark side. Dak Prescott has had a pretty good career, and he's had a lot of big seasons, over 30 touchdowns.
Sure.
He has always produced. Dak Prescott was about getting paid. His entire career, the last couple of years, has been, I want to get paid and stay the quarterback here in Dallas. Dak Prescott got paid right before the season started. And what has he done? Injury aside, he has put up, he put up the worst year as a starting quarterback he has had in the NFL. Where he finished is his worst year. If you want to extrapolate that and say, okay, halfway through the season, what it would be if you go out to 16 or 17 games, this would be the worst season that Dak Prescott has had in the NFL. So I posit this to you, Mike Harmon, because this is now the big question, was it just Dak Prescott bad preparation? Because, hey, I'm kind of split because I thought I was getting paid, but I'm not, and it happens. Some guys get distracted. You don't put in the work in the offseason you normally do. This still should be an offense that put points up, even if they can't run the football. They still should have been able to do that, but he didn't. So was this a bad preparation, bad year, or is this Dak Prescott, I got paid. I'm not getting that kind of money again. I'm done. That's a big question, because why this year? Why this year is his worst year? He's had worse teams, and he's put up numbers. He's had better teams. He's put up great numbers. But this year, he gets paid, and all of a sudden he Ezekiel Elliott's his way. Oh, I got paid. Now I'm done. Now I'm Chris Johnsoning it, running between the tackles and falling down. Ezekiel Elliott got paid. He was never the same guy. Dak Prescott gets paid, and up until his injury, he was not nearly the same guy. So that's the biggest dark side. The biggest question is, was this an aberration for Dak, or is this, I got paid, it's the last big contract I'm going to get, and I'm done, and I'm just going to kind of, this is the version of me you're going to get from now on. That is a dark side for the Cowboys.
That is a very dark side.